Hey guys, I'm Martin Geek. In this video, I have an awesome unboxing and hands-on look of the latest Windows handheld gaming PC from AOKZOE. This is the A1 Pro. It's going to be shipping very soon. As I'm making this video, this right now is actually on Indiegogo, so keep that in mind. This represents the final product, but this is clearly a prototype. They let me know that it's a prototype, so if there's something wrong with it, it will be fixing the full product. Also, here in the inside, you got the device, you got instruction manuals, right? You also have the charging brick, which is a 65 watt, okay? And make sure you actually use it, because I actually tried to use other blocks that I have, and I thought it was charging and it wasn't charging. So yeah, you really need to use the 65 watt charging if you want it to actually charge properly and fast as well, because this charges the device fast. It has USB-C to USB-C cable, and that's it. So the unboxing is very simple, nothing special in the inside, just the block and the cable. And here it is. Here is the awesome device, which is very powerful. I uploaded like a little short video on YouTube, and this thing is insane. When it comes to power wise, this thing is insane. First of all, on the outside, let's go and turn it on. You got the power button here on the top. You got USB-A 3.0. You got USB-C 4.0. You can actually use this to charge and also send the video to the TV or monitor. You got 3.5 millimeter jack. Over here in the bottom, another USB-C 4.0. And you also have a slot right there to actually add up to 2 terabytes, I believe up to 2 terabytes micro SD card. And here you got the kickstand. You got a kickstand there, which is cool that it actually has a kickstand. I wish the Steam Deck actually came with a kickstand. Over here in the back, you got the exhaust, right? This is where the heat is gonna go out, right? And you got the brand right there, and that's it. You got this right here in the top. Let's go and turn it on. You guys can see how it looks when it turns on. So first of all, the screen is an 8-inch screen. Okay, this is an 8-inch screen, 1920 by 1200. The brightness is around 350 to 400 nits, and pixel per inch is actually 283. Okay, this is an IPS screen, full HD. Everything here, of course, looks pretty damn nice. What you saw popping up right there is basically the 1X core software that this uses to, so you can launch the games from here. And the cool thing of having this launcher right here is that if you're downloading games from Epic, Game Pass, Ubisoft, Steam, Origin, any launcher, you can actually have all your games here and just use this launcher to launch your games. That's something really cool, and of course that's one of the reasons a lot of these handheld PCs actually have their own launcher, because it's totally beneficial for us. When you click on a game here, you can see the cover, you can see the start, the play button, times played, I think it is, play time. Here you got a couple options as well, and that's it. So same thing goes with all the games. Here you got the very cool cover. I like that it has the cover for the games. This thing actually has a AMD 7840U Zen 4 CPU, 8 cores, 16 threads, and the max frequency is actually 5.1 gigahertz. I believe that the base frequency is actually 3.3 gigahertz, which is still a whole bunch of gigahertz, and that makes it very powerful. When it comes to the GPU, it actually has an AMD Radeon 780M RDNA 3, 2700 megahertz max frequency as well. So far, playing games here on this device, it hasn't been a chore. It has actually been running the games pretty damn smooth. So like you see here, during the video, I'm going to be showing a couple gameplay for this device, but I will have a standalone video where I'm going to show you guys gameplay done on this device by itself. Okay, so another cool thing that this thing has, of course, is the RGB lighting. I think it actually looks pretty cool. And also here on the side, you have a couple buttons there. You got the start button, you got the back button, You got this button right here, which lets you see the keyboard. If you tap it again, it disappears. If you press and hold, right? Let me see. Press and hold. Yep, there you go. It goes to turbo mode. Like, see that turbo mode right there. Normally, I've been playing it with turbo off because this has enough power to run without the turbo. Also, when you click right there, you have this some software that lets you actually customize the power. You got the power wattage right here. You could go all the way down to 4 watts up to 28 watts. And normally I've been keeping it around 20 to 24 so I can play the games at full specs. And normally the Switch or the Steam Deck, it would be like around 15 watts. I think that's equivalent to the max that the Steam Deck actually can output. But this can go all the way up to 28 watts. Normally I keep it around 20. Same thing here. You can put the CPU at max status or all the way at 100%. You can control the fan here as well. I keep it at automatic. The vibration, you can also change the vibration sensitivity, or I keep it right there on slight, but normally I think it's on 2. The brightness, you could control it from here as well. You got the volume controllable from here as well. And here you can actually switch between resolution. Right now I had it at 1280 by 100. That's because I was playing a specific game that for some reason, I don't know, runs better on that than on the full resolution right here. And look how easy, I love how easy you can switch between the resolution. You got 1200 there, you could go to 1080p just like that, just by tapping the button right there. You could go to 7 or 800p, which is basically like the Steam Deck. That's so cool. It's so cool. So right now, let's go ahead and leave it at 1080p. When you tap and hold, you can open it. And when you tap and hold again, you can actually close the 1X console launcher there. So yeah, those are the functions you're gonna get with these 2 buttons over here. Here is basically, for example, if you have like one of the launchers open or a game open, you could just tap right here, right? I'm going to let this open. This is Game Pass, which is the awesome thing about these Windows devices, that you can actually install Game Pass. So this is what this button does. So if you're playing a game or you're on the launcher, you could just tap this, do whatever you have to do, tap it again, boom, you're back into gaming. The sticks are actually Hall joysticks, which means you're not going to get any drift. And then they have 0 drift zone, dead zone. And over here in the back, you got on the top, you got the triggers. These are linear triggers that have also vibration, that has dual vibration. The only thing is that I wish the triggers, the bumpers, I wish they were a little bit more less stiff than they are right here. But they still do the job. They still, you're not gonna have problems playing video games. But I wish they had a little bit more travel. Like, see, they barely have any travel. You're just tapping there, and they barely have any travel. But when you're playing video games, you don't have any problems. It actually recognizes all the commands you're doing with the buttons. Also, the D-pad is the circle type D-pad there. I like it. A lot of people may not like it, but I really like it, especially for fighting games, because I find it a lot more easier playing with these round directional buttons to perform the special skills and moves when you're playing fighting games. So yeah, that's why I actually like that the D-pad, the directional one, it's actually rounded there. Joysticks, everything feels really nice here. Of course, you got the RGB right here, which is something really cool, especially if you're one of those that like RGB like I do. You tap right there, you can actually customize it. You can change it to breathing with like rainbow effects. Like, see that, like rainbow effects, it looks pretty damn cool. You can change it to cyberpunk, which is the one that I like the most because it switches between like pink, purple, and blue. It looks so cool. You can also choose like that. It has a lot of options. So supposedly you have over 20 effects that you could do here. And you also has like 3 modes as well. You got flaming red, flaming. You could click right here. You could just go ahead and choose a specific solid color. I love when it looks like this. I like it like that. So yeah, it has a lot of effects you can actually change to. And of course, the huge advantage that this has over the Steam Deck is that you can launch any, you can install any launcher here from Steam, from Epic, from Ubisoft, without going through hoops and loops to find out how to actually install Epic on your system. That's the awesome thing about this. And of course, also when it comes to power, this thing right here also packs a lot of RAM. This thing is actually starting at 32 gigabytes, okay? 32 gigabytes LPDDR5X, which runs at 6400 megahertz, okay? That is the standard RAM for this device, because you can actually go even higher to 64 gigabytes. So it's insane that this has two options, and the two options is 32 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes. That's insane. And the inside, you also have a 1 terabyte SSD, which is 2280 NVMe, PCI 3.4.0. That's insane, which is cool because this is actually using the normal size SSD that you would find like on all the laptops out there in the market, making it a lot cheaper and a lot easier to upgrade compared to the Steam Deck that uses the 2230, which is a smaller SSD. So this color right here is like dark blue, which is okay, not the most prettiest console. It has these lines right here, right over here in the back, not that much. Over here in the top, it has some lines there as well, of some patterns, but it also comes in white. Because honestly, if I was buying this device, I would honestly get the white color, because one, I like white devices, and I think the white looks a lot more sexier than this one. This one looks like more cyberpunky, which is still not bad, but some people might not be attracted to the designs that this has, the patterns. Even though this thing has an 8-inch compared to 7-inch on the Steam Deck, it is not even bigger than the Steam Deck. Look at the Steam Deck right there. Look at this device right here. Look at that. It's not bigger at all. It might be wider, of course, because of the screen, but it's not that much bigger. Look at that. It's not that much bigger. So we got the Nintendo Switch right there. Look how the difference in size. When it comes to size, it's full of fingerprints. But see there, that's the size compared to the Nintendo Switch. And another device here, which is very small, the PlayStation Vita. Like you saw, if you've been on my channel before, you know that I love my handheld gaming. So that's one thing about my channel, that if you like handheld gaming, you're in the right channel. And of course, when it comes to the sound is also really good, as the speaker grill right here, the speaker grill right here, and the sound actually coming from this is also really good. So you're not going to be disappointed with the sound.
Where do you come from? The New York of a different Earth? Why? That actually makes sense. Begin.
When it comes to the heat in this, I don't feel that it's getting too hot at all. Even running the games at 1080p, I don't feel it running at all hot, because keep in mind this has a fan, and it also has two heat sinks in the inside. So far it doesn't get that hot, and you do not hear the fans cranking up that much. When they do crank up, it's a lot more silent than the Steam Deck. So they do crank up, of course they have to, because you're playing high-end games at high-end specs, but when they do, it's a lot more quieter than the Steam Deck, which is also a cool thing about it. But other than that, guys, I just want to share this with you, just in case you're interested in another device besides the Steam Deck. And of course, you can also plug it to the monitor, and when you plug it to the monitor, you have a full-blown PC, which with 32 gigabytes in it, which is also almost more powerful than a lot of laptops out there in the market and desktops. So yes, you can play video games on the big monitor like you see here on the video, which I'm playing Need for Speed, full screen, ultra wide, running awesomely. So yeah, that's another cool thing about this device, that not only it's a gaming device, it's also can be used as a full-blown PC as well. So yes, guys, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll keep uploading some videos for this if I can. And of course, pay attention. I'll be uploading another video with just playing video games on it. And all those videos games that you're going to see are running at full specs, 1080p, 60 frames per second, which is good and awesome. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the AOKZOE A1 Pro. Links will be in my descriptions. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.